This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by
Freekeene.com.
Dave Ridley here, signing in for RidleyReport.com. What am I doing in front of this ugly black building in Manchester, this second federal building in Manchester? Well, I am here to actually mail a letter to the IRS. Now, I could mail it inside that building because they have a post office there. Instead, I'm going to use this one here just so I can show you what I'm doing. Anyway, as of 2006, I became what's known as a war tax resistor, a person who does not want their money used for the purposes the federal government wants to use it for, namely torture and unnecessary violence overseas. The other thing is that I discovered a website. I guess it would have been back in 2005. I discovered this website. What I'm doing is I'm mailing a letter to the Internal Revenue Service, reminding them that I won't pay my taxes for 2006. Now, I did send them a letter, around April 15, 2007, when my 2006 taxes were due, informing them that I wouldn't pay and that I was prepared to have action taken against me rather than pay. There are about 100,000 people doing this year, either in 07 or 06, 100,000 people who have joined the war tax resistance movement. It's a very old movement. But it's gained a lot of additional attention and additional members because of the unusually bad misuse of power in Iraq that's been going on lately. Now, let me think of what else there is to tell you about. I can't really think of anything, but maybe all I should do is just mail this. I guess I should also point out that a couple months ago I got a letter from the IRS telling me that they had not received payment from me for 2006, although of course I had sent them what they call a peace tax return that the National War Tax Resistance Coordinating Committee puts out. They basically just informing them that you will not be paying your taxes for a given year. Anyway, I sent that in 07, and yeah, a couple months ago, I guess it had been early to mid 08, I got a note from the IRS saying, hey, we haven't got your taxes for 2006. So anyway, this is just a second reminder to them, or a first reminder to them, a second correspondence with them informing them that I won't pay. So anyway, in the letter goes, for what it's worth. That makes me, number 100,001 doing this. And I should point out, too, that if you go to the National War Tax Resistance Coordinating Committee website, which I will post in the video description and also probably underneath me here. What they do is they give you a little bit of information about the kind of risks that you're taking when you become a war tax resistor. There have been some resistors who've been jailed, not a large number since the movement was formed. Of course, the IRS jails, the IRS jails about 600 people per year on tax charges. In general, usually that's evasion. Sometimes they go after tax protesters, the people who believe that there's no law. And then sometimes they will come after war tax resistors as well. The actual numbers don't seem to be very large, but there's a risk whenever you do this. And even if they don't come after you, try to put you in jail, they very much can come after you and take what you own. So in any case, it's a dangerous thing to do. But for some of us, it's better than paying for torture. Now, if you look at the video description for this clip, I will try and include a copy of the letter I sent to the IRS. It's not super exciting, but this is a very important thing, war tax resistance. Those of us who do it expect that we will suffer for it in some form or fashion. And I have already suffered for it myself. Often the government gets its money and it gets some of your property as well, although I don't know if the government actually ends up getting more out of you as a result of something like this, because they have to, of course, use expenditures in order to come get the money. But anyway, that's just a little look at what I'm doing lately and trying to make sure that I'm not part of the problem here. This is Dave Ridley signing out for RidleyReport.com. This will be July 8th, 2008 from Manchester, New Hampshire.
Are you a liberty activist willing to be on the front line against socialism? Freekeene.com would like you to consider moving here to Keene.
While Keene may have the largest number of liberty-oriented media outlets,
in the entire state of New Hampshire, there's still a need for more activists. Can you help them? Visit freekeene.com to see what's happening. freekeene.com hooks you up with all the Liberty media in town. Join the Keene Liberty activists and help free the beautiful city of Keene, New Hampshire from the clutches of the government. freekeene.com